Hey everybody, Captain Ash here. So this was initially going to be a 1,000 subscriber video, but as seems to be the usual, which is crazy to me, we have already gotten up to 2K before I could actually even get this video like properly going. So this is going to be for 2,000 subscribers. So thank you everybody. 1K was nuts enough. Like, I did a live stream for that, and you can catch that on the channel, the VOD of it. And just the whole situation surrounding that getting to 1,000 was nuts. But the fact that we've got to 2,000 and almost, what is it? Has it been like 2 weeks? Not even? Is crazy to me. I couldn't really think of a good idea for the thank you video. So I'm gonna go with the classic YouTuber thing here and do a Q&A. So over on my Discord, by the way, I have a Discord, you can find a link in the description. I went ahead and asked the amazing people over there to send me some questions. I'm going to go ahead and put the questions on the screen here so you can read along with me, and also you'll get the see who posted it as well. I'll try to read their names as well. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it before we waste any more time. Also, the background's just some random gameplay footage. I don't know, it's probably not even that super well edited. I just kind of threw it there, something to look at and some cool music to listen to. All right, let's get started. All right, so we got the first question here from King Crabster. What is the best advice you can give yourself from 5 years ago? And there's also a second question. Also, are you planning on collaborating with any other YouTubers in the Sea of Thieves / TF2 community? All right, tackle the first part of that question. I do have a piece of advice for 5-year-old me, and that's just relax. I used to be wound tighter than a spring, and honestly, I think it set me back a lot because I was just so uptight and so stuck in my ways and very much like it had to be done this way. I still am to some extent, don't get me wrong, but I was just so, like I said, just wound tight. So my advice to myself 5 years ago, be relax. It'll be fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. As for the second part of that question, I have no official plans to collaborate, but I am always open to the idea. I love working with other people. I will continue playing with Jonah over on his channel, Joe Watt. I'm going to try and get him into some of my stuff as well, because every time I play with him, and especially if Nico's involved, it is a hell of a time. But yeah, nothing super planned right now, but maybe in the future. All right, next question. What do we got here? I got a couple from this person. I'm going to try and space them out a little bit. There are going to be a couple repeat question askers. That's fine. I'm just going with the questions I thought were the best. If there happens to be a couple of the same question, I'll try to lump them all in together. I'm sorry if I don't quite get to everybody's here. Let's see. The next question: what is your favorite movie? And then that is from Agent Nipolini. And then Pot Hat Soldier also asked favorite film. So basically the same question. I have two of those. My favorite movie or film of all time is going to be The Italian Job from 1969 with Michael Caine. It is such a silly British comedy. You have to kind of understand British in the 60s and 70s, or Britain, I should say, in the 60s and 70s, specifically London, to kind of get some of the humor. I will say some of it even goes over my head, but just that movie is amazing. I love Michael Caine. I do have a second one to add to that as well, and that is going to be a trilogy of movies, and that is the Evil Dead trilogy. Also, you can include Ash vs. Evil Dead, which is the TV show. But the movie Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and then Army of Darkness, which is the third movie, kind of. It's a lot different, but those are going to be probably my favorite franchise of movies. It's actually where the name Ash came from, but we'll get to that later. All right, next question. When will you do a face reveal? I've been asked this one a lot, and the answer to that is eventually. I'm trying to keep my private life a little bit more private the best I can. I know I'm not quite to the level of notoriety where that will, having my face out there will be a big problem, but, just trying to keep some stuff private for now, but eventually. All right, next question is from Ham Mafia, and they're asking, what's your favorite and your favorite map and your least liked one? I'm assuming you're meaning in TF2. I mean, why wouldn't you be? My favorite map will forever and always be Hightower. Hightower is, I think, doesn't get enough credit for what it deserves. It's always known as the silly meme map. It's known as Trollger Hell. But I enjoy playing there. I think it's a really well-balanced map for a deathmatch. It's not very well-balanced for payload race, but as you know, you don't cap on Hightower. But yeah, that's probably going to be my favorite one. My least liked map, that's an interesting one, because I will say there's not very many maps I absolutely hate. I would probably go with the... That's a good question. I will probably have to go with Turbine. I don't like big covered maps. I don't like indoor maps. The Skybot, I like being able to jump around and move around. And in fact, it's just all indoors. It's just not for me. I'm also not the biggest fan of Capture the Flag in TF2. I'm not a big fan of Capture the Flag in a lot of games. But TF2 specifically, I think, is not the best for Capture the Flag, and the fact that Turbine is all enclosed, I don't know, just not for me. All right, next one, from Magma Spit. Favorite bands? I love music, specifically a lot of people would probably refer to as boomer music, 70s and 80s classic rock, stuff like that. Favorite band of all time will forever and always be AC/DC. That one has a lot of sentimental value attached to it, as well as a lot of, a lot of tracks that mean a lot to me. I guess that kind of means the same thing, but whatever. I'm just kind of talking here. This is going to be a very honest commentary. Anyway, second favorite band would probably have to be Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin's music is just fantastic. I am a proud owner of an original press of Zeppelin 4 on vinyl. Ho, 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 look at me. I love vinyl, by the way. I buy a lot of the music I listen to on vinyl if I can. Third favorite band, that one would probably be... who would my third favorite band be? I really like Dio. I'm just going to go through some bands I like, just because kind of ranking them's hard. Dio, Steppenwolf, let's see, who else? Def Leppard. One that's a lot like Led Zeppelin is Greta Van Fleet. If you don't know who they are, they're a new band. They sound fantastic. I think they're actually getting ready to release a new song. But yeah, favorite band will forever be AC/DC though. I got another one from Pot Hat Soldier as well. Favorite hat in TF2. It is actually none of the hats that I own, because as far as I know, it's still stupid expensive, and that is it's in the name even, the hat of undeniable wealth and respect. It's one of the treasure hats, but it's got a big octopus like wrapped around it that's like still alive and it's like got jiggle bones on it. I love that hat. Another one. I got another one here from TBMVD. How much have you spent on TF2? And I'm almost too nervous to answer this question. I will answer it with far too much. I've played it since 2010. I have unboxed a lot of crates. I've also purchased just a lot of just hats and stuff, unusuals. I typically don't like trade items. I just try to stay away from that the best I can, just not for me. So I end up spending money on the items I want. So if I had to put a number on it, it's probably got 4 digits before the decimal point, but I try not to think about that. I got one from Fallout Fox here. Who is/was your biggest inspiration for making content, and what is your favorite unusual effect? So, 2 questions. First part, biggest inspiration. I would say there's not really a specific person. Obviously, you're going to have your influences from the TF2bers who have gone before, Star, Germa, all those guys. But I just like to make content the way I watched it whenever I was younger and in the gaming community on YouTube. So I will never use the term Let's Play for any of my content. I think that term's kind of past. But just the kind of live commentary, playthrough type content, just kind of sitting down, hanging out for 20, 30 minutes, playing a game, maybe with some friends. So just that kind of 2013 to 2016 type YouTube feel is what I really want for my channel. Is it a little outdated? Sure, but no one's really making that kind of content anymore, so, whatever. Well, not to say they're not making it anymore, but it's a lot less in the spotlight as it used to be. Favorite unusual effect? Stormy Storm. That's the effect I have on the hat that I wear on my soldier, my drill sergeant hat. I think that one's really underrated. I played the game for a long time, so I tend to, and I really like old school stuff, so I really like some of the older effects. You don't see Stormy Storm as much as you used to. All right. From Bevmis, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Well, that depends. Is it African or European swallow? Okay, next question. Demopan asks, Pan? Yes. Next question. Let's see here. The Meat Man, soup tier lists. I will not do this because I do not like soup. You will either chew and eat your solid food or drink a drink. You can't have both. Stop being indecisive. Next question. Sans Kirby, are you aware of the simulation, Ash? Are you? Let's see here. Next question. Something a little bit more serious from Fenris Quinn. What draws you to Warhammer 40k? Yes, I've kind of dropped hints to this on my channel before with my fandom of 40k, and I've definitely talked about it in the Discord. I love the universe of Warhammer 40,000, and honestly, I plan on making some kind of videos related to that, and there are a couple good games. There is one coming out soon called Darktide, and I'm really excited for that. I hope it's a good game, because I really want to play it on the channel. But I love grim dark type stories. I love grim dark settings, and 40k is just that, turned up just enough to where it barely passes the ridiculous line. Just enough to where you can take it seriously and have like really intense moments, but then also have moments of just complete over the top, just silly stuff, but still fits in the universe. It's not too far where it breaks the immersion. And immersion is another one of those things. If you are looking for a project of reading books and you want to have a book series that will last you a very long time, read the Warhammer 40,000 books. Between the prequel series alone has over 50 books. That's just the prequel to the prequel story to what's happening in the current timeline of 40k. Not to mention the previous, kind of, quote, current events that have moved up to the now current events because it's an ever-changing series, as it's also tied to a tabletop game. But that's beside the point. I have to be careful because you can go really deep really fast and lose a lot of people. But I just love that universe. I paint the miniatures. I hope they kind of show some of those off on the channel eventually as well. But yeah, 40k just kind of hits every single little checkbox for me, and I really enjoy it. All right, next, Rainbow Gelatin, or the question says Rainbow Jelly, asks, what if I could make an update for TF2? What would it be and why? This one I seem to get asked a lot, but I have an answer for this, and that's something related to Man vs. Machine. Man vs. Machine is one of my favorite game modes in the entire game. And it's, I mean, to be fair, the whole game feels like it's kind of been kicked to the side a little bit. But as far as updates are concerned, we haven't had a big update to MVM in a long time. And I do not count the little community events and stuff like that. I mean, I'm talking official Valve content. And it feels like such a wasted opportunity. I feel like there's even more opportunities to expand the game mode. Like, I would love to see an update that is beyond more just kill the robots. I would like to see maybe more the characters you play as take a more offensive approach as opposed to just a defensive approach. Because as it seems like they're just never going to run out of robots to fight because they're just going to keep making more. Why not try to take the fight to them? That would be cool. You know, I would see something maybe like a payload type game mode where you're pushing it, and every single stop you have to fight a big wave of robots and then push it through, fighting little bits of robots here and there, cap the next point, and then you have to fight a big wave of robots, or maybe a big giant or something a giant boss or something like that. I think that would be really cool. And, and have an upgrade shop every so often, or maybe have an upgrade shop that is attached to the cart that unlocks at the end of every one of those boss rounds. That would be really cool. But yeah, MVM definitely I would love to see that get some more love. Also, I want more stuff for De Groot Keep. I love De Groot Keep. Medieval mode needs more stuff, please. All right, next question. I got a double one here. One from Dr. Scarecrow asking, do you like to eat ashes? And question 2, when did you make your Captain Ash loadout? So, no, why would I eat ash? It sounds awful. Second part of that question is, when did you make your Captain Ash loadout? This I made a long time ago. One of my first unusuals I ever got was a smoking stout Shako. Insert meme here. And I had that for a little while, and I just didn't like it. I never really liked the stout Shako, but I got it from an unbox, whatever. First unusual, I'll keep it. And eventually someone made an offer to me for it that was a little bit higher than it was typically worth, so I went ahead and took that, threw some extra keys that I already had in there, and then I went ahead and I bought my second unusual hat, which is the one I have now, the Stormy Storm Sergeant's drill hat. And then from there, I just kind of cobbled together a cool coat, and the Allfather is forever my favorite beard, especially after they added the Thunderstruck style. I think that's really cool. And then I've always loved the Market Gardener, and then I had the Santa coat. The Festive Lights seem appropriate. Also, if any of you you might have encountered me before in a game previously. I used to have the name Gifty, and I would just go to random Valve servers and just spam the secret Saxton gifts. So if you ever ran into me then, you might have saw some stuff there as well. But yeah, as far as when, it's kind of hard to tell a specific time, but it's just kind of over time I kind of got some items, but I'm really happy with the loadout I have now. I think it's really cool. If I can make one change to it, I would maybe shift the Allfather, however, to the, what is it called? The Cuban Bristle Crisis. I like the cigar. The cigar is really cool, but I will always love my Allfather. Let's see, got a question here from Dad's Belt and Robin Good. It's kind of the same question. Why did you start YouTube, and how did you get motivated to make YouTube videos? So, I've always been a fan of YouTube gaming content. I've always kind of wanted to do something related to it, just because it looked fun. But never really had the guts to do it, or the confidence to get it done. And then I started playing a game called Sea of Thieves. And I came across the two people I play with now, Dark and Jigs, and playing with them, seeing the ridiculous stuff we get into, and that thought also carries on with previous friend groups and stuff like that. Just, if I'm just pissing myself laughing at the ridiculous stuff that we're doing, surely other people will love watching this too. And then, like I said, between that and then the confidence boost that I got from playing with those guys, like, I owe them so much, and I always will. It just kind of all compounded into this. And then the Sea of Thieves stuff, I wanted to change it up a little bit. So I played some other games, and then I kind of found myself stuck as where to go from here, because I was kind of feeling burnt out with Sea of Thieves for a little bit, and, the other games. It's great, but it's not something that I can stick with. And then I decided to boot up TF2 one day, and the rest is history as far as the rest of my channel is concerned. But yeah, as for the why, just I figured if I was having this much fun with my friends and they were having an equal amount of fun as I was, surely other people will as well. So yeah. Next question: what made the Captain Ash character? So again, going back to Sea of Thieves, I really just wanted to kind of get into that game because I started playing it and I had a lot of fun, and then I started making a group with some people. I was like, I want to kind of adapt my name to this. So my name used to be just stolen from Evil Dead as Ash Williams because I'm very uncreative. And then I went ahead and I just dropped the Williams, added the Captain, and I just figured that was a pretty good name. And then the Ash, there's a big Ashen thing in Sea of Thieves, so I just kind of pulled myself into that. So I kind of have a little bit more of a persona related to that name in Sea of Thieves than I do in TF2, but I really like the name. I think the name's cool. It's not very original, but whatever. Let's see, I got another question here from RPG that says, any reason towards why you play Soldier and where you got the Captain Ash username? So I already covered the username, but why do I play Soldier? I love movement. TF2 has fantastic movement mechanics outside of just walking and jumping. There's rocket jumping, sticky jumping, well, I guess you can just kind of lump all these together, like explosive jumping. There's trimping, there's other kind of movement effects with other weapons, like on the Scout with the Babyface's blaster. I love cool movement. and the satisfying feeling of pulling off a really complicated rocket jump or jumping and just plowing somebody's face in with a shovel in midair, or nailing a really cool air shot. I just love that. And Soldier is just like a dopamine dump every time I play him. It's fantastic. Even if I'm not really doing that well, just hearing those damage numbers and hearing the damage hit sounds and seeing the damage numbers is fantastic. And also, I like the fact that Soldiers is kind of adaptable to almost any situation. There's not really a situation in game where if a player joins and picks Soldier, that it's going to be a bad pick. Now, there could be other better choices, but, you know, it's not going to be something that's directly harmful as far as, like, helping the team out. So, that's also really cool. All right, let's see. Next question here. Here's Jonah's question. You might notice the picture for this one looks a little strange. I'm not dignifying the second half of it with a response. But the first half of the question is, what is your favorite anime? I like anime. It's definitely one of those things. I don't watch a lot of it. I wouldn't really call myself like a huge fan. I maybe watch 1 or 2 full series a year. I recently just finished what is released of My Hero. I haven't watched the movies stuff yet, but I've watched all of season 1 through 4, and it was amazing. Favorite anime, though, probably Gurren Lagann. I really like that one. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's only 2 seasons. It's really good. It's really fun. Kind of Gundam-style anime mixed with some other kind of sci-fi elements. Really cool. But yeah. Let's see, other anime I've watched. High School of the Dead, which is just basically all fan service. That's not why I watched it. I thought it was funny. I promised. Totally. And I realized the more that I say that, I'm just gonna dig myself deeper into a hole. So I'm just gonna move on from that one. Let's see, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is one of my favorites as well. I've only watched part 1 through about the 2/3 through halfway through Stardust Crusaders. I plan on finishing it soon, but I'm really excited for that. And I've watched season 1 of Attack on Titan. Beyond that, I haven't watched anything else. But I'm slowly getting there. What's on my list? Black Clover has been one that has been recommended to me by some friends. Let's see. There's another one that I'm trying to think of that it's just not coming to my brain. Oh well, I'll put it on text on the screen here because I can't remember it and I need to move on. Anyway, next question. Thank you, Jonah, for most of that question. All right, let's see. Next question here is from Sandwich Bro. What's up, Sandwich? Hope you're doing well down in Texas. Your thoughts on the best course of action going forward for TF2? More attentive devs or something similar? I would love to see more attentive devs, but ultimately that is going to end up being... That's just going to end up putting us back in the same situation that we're in now, where eventually the devs are going to get tired of it, or they're going to get put on different projects and stuff like that. What I have in mind, and this is not a new idea, this is not an original idea, is turn it over to the community. The Left 4 Dead update Left 4 Dead 2 that just came out, Last Stand, was amazing. And it was pretty much I'm pretty sure 99% of it, if not 100% of it, was entirely community made and then just signed off on by Valve. And it also not only added things, but it changed some stuff, fixed some stuff to my knowledge, like it updated already existing animations in a lot of cases. Did add a new voice actor. Unfortunately, the voice actor for Bill, I can't remember his name, also name on the screen. He has unfortunately passed. He was just an older gentleman whenever he recorded Bill, and so they got someone else new in for that. And that was all signed off by Valve because they're ultimately the one that has to press the release update button, whatever that is. I think you could easily do something like that, similar with TF2, and just have somebody who is typically on a different project, just every couple weeks, every couple months, couple times a month, I don't know, however you want to do the schedule. Have them check in with a handful of different community teams working on an update. And that way, and there's tons of ideas already out there. The Frontline update. That one was one of my favorite ones, the Mayan project update. I know some of that stuff kind of got mixed in with Jungle Inferno, but there's just tons of amazing ideas out there. And then I think Tyler is it McVicker over on Valve News Network. He was talked about Team Comtris, I think is what it is. And they basically just fixed a ton of stuff behind the scenes and done a ton of quality of life updates. Just to make the game, it's not even really anything super new. It's just fixing the stuff that's already there. But yeah, just basically, have someone at Valve or a small team at Valve basically exist purely to sign off on and release updates for TF2. And they have somebody. They clearly have somebody doing that with the cosmetic cases because we're still getting that. Someone still has to go on the workshop, hit approve, and then, send it out to the community as the case and release the keys to the store. But that's the only thing I can think of that would actually give us more updates over time. And you could even do that where you would have multiple updates a year because you could have multiple teams working on the updates. And you could even have, and ultimately Valve would have the veto power on an update. It's like, no, we don't want this one. We think this is too game shifting. We don't think this one's ready. They could have whatever the criteria is, and they could ultimately say, no, we don't want this. Go keep working on it. Or say, yes, this is done. Everything looks like it's in order. Go ahead and release. And I know they have done that a few times with, I think, Robot Boogaloo update, if anyone remembers that one. Pretty sure that one was completely community driven, and it was a little shaky because it was just like a lot of reprints of other hats with some like bolts and like scrap metal on it. But I think with this Left 4 Dead update was a really good example of how it can be done right, and I think with a little bit more curation it can end up being really cool. So yeah, turn it over to the community, please, Valve. You are a developer of communities. Or of the community, I should say. TF2 wouldn't exist without modders. Modding Counter-Strike. And into Team Fortress. And then Gabe Newell taking them in and making them actually a part of the team to make TF2. It's just frustrating sometimes. But that's a whole nother discussion. Alright, next question. See, Solar, this is a fun one here. Solar asks, if you had one superpower, what would it be? Easy. This is very practical. Teleportation. With the caveat, I could see where I'm teleporting. Because everyone's like, oh, teleportation, that'd be cool. Just, snap your fingers and you're there. But here's the thing. If you don't know where you're going, what if somebody's standing right where you're teleporting? I personally do not want to see what a telefrag looks like in real life. I have a feeling whatever that would look like is not very pretty. So I want to be able to see the exact spot where I'm teleporting. That way I'd be like, alright, cool, there's nobody standing there, and go. Not, oh, hey, there's a large group of people here, and now I've either A, exploded somebody, or B, I am stuck inside another person, and we're sharing that same space. And I'm pretty sure that's not even allowed by some science thing. I don't know. I'm recording this late at night, so my brain's a little dead on the science stuff right now. But anyway, and I think we got the last question here. Going to do a little bit of a lightning round here from Pika. Pika Chara, I believe, is how you pronounce the full name. Sorry, I suck with internet names sometimes. All right. Do you like lasagna? It's all right. Will the holy mackerel get a taunt kill? Probably not. Sorry. I don't think anything's going to be getting much for a while. Will you marry Nico Naku? I was going to. I bought the ring. I had this whole plan set up, and then he had to go cheat on me with Jonah. So, I mean, his loss, not mine. Do you like toasts? Yes, with a little bit of butter. Okay, last one. He says, did you ever insult anyone with the soldier voice? Like, really hard or for real? No. I have made a point to never do this. Simply because there's not really a reason behind it. I don't want to promote a negative outlook or a negative attitude towards anything that I can help not having that with, if that makes any sense. Right now, the TF2 community is full of a lot of toxic people, and I understand why. I completely get it whenever people are mad in this game, because okay, if it's a reasonable thing, because like just the bot problem, the complete disregard from the people who made this game and are making the money that we pay into it through microtransactions for, completely just ignoring it. You know, the community just kind of slowly shifting and changing because of what a couple different YouTubers say. Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing is up to you. I think it depends on the situation. You know, it's the TF2's in a strange spot right now. So I want to make sure I can promote as much positivity in the community as I can for as many people as possible. This community means so much to me. The TF2 community as a whole, you know, I've been a part of it for over 10 years now. I look forward to what I'm going to be able to do now that I'm a little bit more of a bigger part of it, and can seemingly growing, as this video is probably going to go up around 3K, even though it's this is me recording this question a little bit later because I am actually adding some questions onto this Q&A. Why not? I'm excited for what I can do in this community to help make it better. This community's done a lot for me mentally, and to shape my sense of humor, and to shape me kind of as a person because of the experiences I've had in this game. It's not everything, obviously. It's just a video game. It's not some big life-changing situation, but over time, that 10 years has definitely affected me in a lot of ways. And with that kind of sappy answer, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys for all the questions. That's not all of them. I know I have a ton of other ones I could have answered, but I've already gone back and added some to this. But without making this video like 4 hours long, I think this is a good one for now. And hey, it saves some questions for a future Q&A whenever we get to another milestone, right? Right? But yeah, thank you guys again so much. I think I also need to give one big personal thank you to the people, to a couple people who mean a lot to this channel. One, Dark and Jigs, the guys that I play, the people I should say that I play Sea of Thieves with, fantastic. They have done so much for me, and their patience is seeming never-ending patience is such a blessing, and I can never thank them enough for that. As well as the people that I live with. I'm not going to say their names simply just for privacy's sake. Obviously, I hope that's understood. Just the bullshit that they've had to put up with me whenever I'm like trying to record a video. I'm like, guys, can I just ask for you guys to be quiet for like 40 minutes, please? You know, just you could be as loud as you want while I'm editing. Just please not while I'm recording. I really need to get a video done, and similar just kind of bullshit related to that. Thank you guys so much. You mean the world to me. And finally, one last big thank you to all of you watching, especially if you stayed to this point, because this is definitely the latter part of the video. I'm excited for what we're gonna do next. I'm excited for what we can do in the TF2 community. I've definitely been talking to a few people behind the scenes about possibly partaking in some kind of event in the future. Nothing set in stone yet, but it could be something. And I hope to maybe give more details about that in the, quote, near future. But yeah, thank you guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. I'll see you on Friday. Take care till then. Bye-bye.